It's so good to see you guys. That was like the most awkward intro I think I've ever done on a live stream. But I'm glad that you guys are here with us. I was going to tell you that I was hanging out with my daughter earlier, and we were making Rice Krispie treats. But first, I should tell you that we are on VidLift, and tonight we have a lot to learn. We got 2 great videos that we're going to review. We've got an awesome panel with 4 guys. 3 of them are very well qualified, and it's going to be really cool to hear what they have to say about these videos. So stay tuned. You're going to learn a lot. But I was going to tell you that I was making Rice Krispie treats earlier, and my daughter, Sophie, pressed them into ghost shapes and then covered them in icing and put little sticks in them. And then I ate the whole ghost. And this is what I've got left. But you know what? You don't have to sit and listen to me talk about Rice Krispie treats. Let's see what old Steve Turtle has going on. Steve, how you doing?
Hey, how are you? I'm Steve from RV on the Wayside, and I make videos about green screens and smash cuts and squash. I don't know. I just make videos.
Yeah, I've seen some of your videos about squash. Now you're down in the Panhandle. Did you leave the Panhandle yet? Are you still, I know you're liking that gig.
I went out the front gate, around to the back gate, and pulled in. So I changed positions, but I didn't necessarily leave.
That's awesome. And you've got some new responsibilities too, right?
Yeah, a lot of work, and they're not paying me either. So it's really sad.
Yeah, but there's some nice side benefits, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's nice. I get to pet the chickens and the peacocks.
Guys, if you've not been following Steve's adventure down in the Panhandle of Florida, he's on a frontier settlement. He's got awesome stuff going on. You've got to go check out his videos. And his latest video came out just today, and he talks about this update. You really want to go see what he's got going on. It'll make you excited for his upcoming journey. I think it's going to be really cool. You know who else has a really cool journey going on is Dave from Texas Family Camping. Dave, how are you?
I am great. Thanks for asking. I'm so happy to be back here.
We're glad to have you.
Thanks.
I saw that you hit the road. Did you hit the road on Thanksgiving, or is that just when I saw the video?
Yes, that's when you saw the video. We hit the road the day before.
That's incredible.
Yep. I missed last Tuesday's VidLift because we were getting everything out of the house. I made the mistake of thinking we could still get stuff out on Wednesday, the closing day. And they're like, no, you have to upload photographs of an empty house and property by midnight on the night before. So that was exhausting. Wow. And then they allowed us to illegally park in the driveway of a house we no longer owned until we were able to pull away the next day.
Oh yeah. I've heard of people that will like sell their house and then rent it back from the new owners for a few days.
That is actually, I could have done that. They would have actually allowed me 7 days free rent as a part of the deal that we did. And then from there, it's like $100 a day to rent until you're ready to move on. And it's a neat plan. The way that they work, they'll give you the money so that you can then go and work on getting that next house and then rent the one that you were still living in. Pretty cool plan.
Yeah, that is cool. I'm just excited for y'all to have hit the road. And you went back to a park that you had been to before, right?
It's the first park we ever took the RV to when we did like a dry run. They actually put us back in the exact same spot across from the pool, but a little cool right now. But yeah, it came back here. It was short notice, and it was hard to find a spot on Thanksgiving. So this worked out.
Oh man, yeah, we were at a campground for Thanksgiving, and there were, Steve, do y'all do this? There were RVs parked in the front parking lot as overflow parking because there was nowhere else for them to go. Wow, that's something. Now, y'all, we have Steve with us. We've got Dave with us. And we've got Frosty the Snowman. Frosty, how you doing there?
Hey. Oh. Sorry. Okay, I'm ready.
For what? What are you ready for exactly?
Whenever Scott does this, it worked. That's all I'm saying.
So we're
by
so
the way, Dave, Dave, I got to ask you something. You're a video maker. You couldn't just video it and then move the stuff to a different room and then video that room and then move it into another room. I mean, come on. What is with you?
I'm not sure who's watching right now. I mean, we have closed already, so I guess I could disclose that some of those things may have happened. I'm not joking.
Fair enough. I was like, man, of all the people or things you could have done.
Let's just say a bunch of stuff came out of the garage to the driveway. Pictures were taken with the door closed, and then they went back in the garage until certain things could be accomplished.
Now, there's just a few people in this room, so I just want to say I'm Donovan from Steve Turtle, and I promise you that'll be funnier later. But not until I release them in another video, that's for sure. So today, what did I do today? I worked out, and we got a new vacuum cleaner, and it's one of those like the little things where you got like a little, they click together, and it's just a little wand like thing. So I'm running around trying to make it magically like a wand, make the giant vacuum cleaner, make it clean the rooms, but it didn't work that way. So somehow there's a battery. I'll figure it out.
That sounds like a big part of your life, but I think you've had something bigger going on, Donovan, like 20 pounds bigger. What you got going on?
Oh yeah, I've been working out, and I did lose my full 20 pounds yesterday. So pretty exciting.
I think
So
if you
now
lose
I've got another
20
25
pounds,
to go for my next step. So I'm going to keep going.
brother, if you lost 20 pounds yesterday, you should probably go see the doctor. That's not safe.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, made
Man,
my
we were
first
so
goal
proud of
anyway.
you. I know that's tough. It is tough to make that commitment. That's really cool that y'all did that. So
Thanks.
everybody, we got some folks here with us. Let me say that what we're about to do is we're going to watch a little snippet of a video from Woah Nellie RV Adventures. And she shared this video. Oh my goodness. My house is moving like we're on a fault line or something. Did y'all see that? Okay, we're okay. South Carolina.
Wait, Scott, I got to ask you, when you first came on, I thought you were doing a bit like you were Mr. Rogers or something. Did you ever really explain what was going on with you?
Oh, I was just trying to get situated in my chair, and the intro ended before I was ready.
Oh, is that because you started the intro too early?
Maybe. I was doing this, and then there y'all all were. Hey, everybody, just like that. The whole world came into my guest bedroom.
Come on, Scott, you're behind schedule.
That doesn't sound like me. So Woah Nellie RV Adventure sent us this video and said that she's really been working on her storytelling and is quite proud of the storytelling in this video. But just like the world, everybody else in the world, when we do something, we're quite proud of it. We want some feedback. So that's what she's asked for. We're going to watch about maybe a little more than a minute. We're going to watch the first chunk of this video, and then we're all going to go around and give some feedback on her storytelling for this video. So this is Woah Nellie RV Adventures. And as we're doing this, if y'all can comment in the chat, anything you see about storytelling elements in the chat. Right, Steve? Right. Here we go.
Would you stay the night here? Imagine yourself spending the night in the oldest, darkest, deepest, quietest, and largest suite room on the planet.
You have a chance to take a moment to step back into time of the heyday of the motorboat.
You take an elevator 22 stories underground.
In a place that is so dark, it is completely absent of light.
So quiet because it contains no life forms.
It's dry enough that nothing lives here. Not a fly, not a mouse, not a bat.
Nothing.
The only thing that is moving or breathing is you.
Well, if what she's working on is storytelling, I think there's a lot here. Oh my goodness. Steve, why don't you get us started, friend?
Well, first off, I love the hook. I think it was, to the point, great stuff. I love the way she did the hook. I love the effects and the light flares. However, if I continue to love the whole thing, Scott's going to yell at me. So I got to say something bad. It's not what I'd normally do, but I'm going to do it for Scott because I know he likes me to say bad stuff. No, he calls it giving input. So I love the story. I do. I really do. I love the story, but I'm not sure about the step back in time green video. I felt like it was, I don't know, misplaced in the story. I wasn't sure where I was going. It wasn't like I ended up at some marquee where, I was going to go down this hole and all that good stuff. So I'm not sure about the green video. And I think at some point, let's see, 1.05, I caught Lucy reading a little bit. She's looking down at the screen. It wasn't real distracting, but I know how it is. I've done the same thing. But, only because I had to say something, I found those few things. And I think she did a good job. I really love the effects, the dark clothes, the black, the music goes away when it's quiet. I love it. Good stuff. Did a good job. I'll save the rest for the round robin.
So when I first started watching this, I watched it a few times through, and this is the first one I was preparing for, and I didn't have my sound right yet. And so I saw the floating heads, but I couldn't hear what was going on yet. And I was like, what's going on here? Are we going to scaramouche, do the fandango? I didn't know. So I had to get the headphones plugged in, and I was like, what is happening? And I was like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. They're playing the whole mystical thing with the sleeping underground, and it's pretty cool. And I had a few other thoughts. I thought, man, are they copying RV on the Wayside in their style? But then I saw the date on it. This is one of their older videos. Now I'm starting to wonder if Donovan and Jody were binge watching Woah Nellie in a hotel after they had their accident. And then I also realized where they were going, and I have actually seen a video of this same location from Kara and Nate with 2 million views on it. And then I thought maybe they were copying them, but then once again I realized, no, Kara and Nate did this later. Maybe everybody's copying Woah Nellie. There's a stinger. It's like a little time loop in your head. Who did it first? Apparently Lucy did. So I would say the editing was really great on this. The effects, I get why you did all of them. I don't necessarily agree with the effects that were used, but they do actually make sense to the story. So I think that works well. I would have probably just used some different appearances and effects to it. But yeah, I was sitting here watching just now trying to think, who learned how to do green screen work first? Well, let's hear.
I like to cut my own voice off when I talk too. It really helps out. I don't know. I've been doing green screen effects since I did live shows, and I don't even know when those started, but who cares? I still didn't know how to do lighting back then. I had to learn that the hard way. So first thing I wanted to point out, when he first comes on by himself and there's a slow pan, that looked like a physical pan or a tripod pan. And the reason why I say that, it's either that or that tiny little light flare at the bottom was put in to edit to make it look like it. But if it was so well done because it followed perfectly as the lens moved. So I don't know. I'd love to hear from her and see if that was I think she actually physically panned that, whether it be with a this wasn't green screen, recorded in the dark. Yep, there you go. So I think the panning was real, and I think that's clever. I loved it. The color grading was neat. I don't know why we went back in time. That's still, I'm with Steve. That part threw me off. But if I had to make an opinion about something, when you did your intro music, you should have color graded your intro with the slow, dark music going through that so that you didn't completely break your intro into the next part. So if I was going to do anything, I would have just made your intro feel like all the rest of it. And I think that would have made a nice, clean, smooth transition into the rest of your story. What do you think, brother?
Well, I'm hearing a couple of you say, and I saw in the chat that the intro broke up the feeling. I liked it. I think you established a mood, and every bit of what we just watched put question marks in my mind that you're then going to answer. So it was a lot of setup and a lot of making me wonder. You established a mood, and then your intro came in, and it wasn't super long enough to make me click off or anything. It was enough to pull me back out and make me go, oh, I want to hear more. Because if I'm just stuck in it the whole time, I may not realize that. I do agree with Dave that I see what you were doing with the effects, but I think you're on the verge of creepiness factor rather than what I was just saying, question marks and making me wonder. There might have been some other ways to do that, but I see what you're doing, and I like that you're experimenting with that. That's neat. There was one other thing I had. Doggone it. It probably wasn't very important, whatever I was going to say anyway. So I like that you are drawing us into the story. I think you did a really great job of telling us the dark and the dry and the no life. And by the way, we're going here. I thought that was really cool. It was a really great setup. Guys, we're going to watch this clip again. And as we do, I'm seeing some comments in the chat. If each of us can leave some comments in the chat that we can discuss in just a minute, we're going to watch Lucy here again and tell us what you think about Woah Nellie RV Adventures.
Would you stay the night here? Imagine yourself spending the night in the oldest, darkest, deepest, quietest, and largest suite room on the planet.
You have a chance to take a moment to step back into time of the heyday of the motherhood.
You take an elevator 22 stories underground.
In a place that is so dark, it is completely absent of light.
So quiet because it contains no life forms.
It's dry enough that nothing lives here. Not a fly, not a mouse, not a bat.
Nothing.
The only thing that is moving or breathing is you.
Yeah, I really like the mood you've set there. I think if I were going to offer some feedback, the whole black and just floating head thing, I might would have found a different location to do that, to tell the story. So maybe not everything totally black, maybe just some dark. Maybe you with a flashlight and we can see some of where you're going. I don't know, something not quite so black all around you, so it's just floating head. And the other thing was, I was with you the whole time you were setting that up. I think you could have held my attention a little better if we saw little glimpses of where you're going as you're telling the story. You just show a little bit here, show a little bit there, but the talking keeps going, and you're just giving us little glimpses. What did you guys think?
I didn't realize that Matt had said the same thing about I guess he called it a stinger. I called it an intro video, but the other thing I really thought was super clever, and so good job, Matt. You must be right if you said the same thing. Just kidding. I'm so full of it. The quiet was brilliant, because when they hit the quiet, the music stopped. It was dead quiet. I love it. It's so good. It brought us deeper into the dark, and I love just the heads only showing type thing, because I love the fact that it made us feel what it must have felt like when you were standing there. completely vacant of everything. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever been into a cave where they shut the lights off and it's pitch black. It's amazing. I've done it, I don't know, 7 or 8 times. I think it's awesome. And yes, I would stay there, by the way, the question they asked at the end of the video. And one last thing, is that light glare, did you add that in post? That's what I want to know. There was a tiny little light glare across the bottom when you said that you actually did that slide across in the edit. I wanted to know if you added the light glare or if it just happened to be there anyway. So that's it for me.
A trick you could try if you want to get rid of the intro, if you feel like the intro sort of took away from the mood from the very beginning of the hook, you can always get your brand out by doing like a transparency over your video with a caption about your channel and what your channel's about, just briefly, and then continue just straight through the video. Just overlay that into the video. If you think that's something. Now, Scott, he was like, it took me out long enough that I wanted more of what I first had. So, different strokes for different folks.
Honestly, I'm intrigued by what I've seen of this. I want to finish the video. I want to see the rest of what they've captured. Even though I've watched other videos of this place, I already know that I want to go there. So to get more input and see other videos of this place, I want to see what they experienced when they went there.
Well, I love the way they say something and then show it in the video. Brian's talking about going down, and he actually goes down. His movement is going down, and I think anytime you can show video what you're talking about, that's exactly where you want to be, and it's very, very intriguing. It's like OCD.
Here we go.
And Donovan, you had to ask. Oh, go ahead. You go ahead.
So I felt like Blaine here from Rayleigh Creative Travel. As soon as I saw the beginning, I forgot I was watching this it was so good that I forgot I was watching it to critique it. And I just got sucked in. So, I love that part. And by the way, I don't know if you guys saw the TV show Lost, but when they first got in the bunker, I swear that's the exact same door. The elevator, that's the door it looked just like it. It may not be perfect, but even the counter next to it and everything looked a lot like it. And I don't care what he says, it still looked a lot like it.
I've watched Lost a lot more than you, sir. Too many times. My wife thinks I'm crazy.
It does look close, though, doesn't it? Like the bunker.
Talking about the elevator door? Or are you talking about? No.
Yeah, that little hallway to the door. It reminded me the paint color.
Okay. Yeah, maybe the hallway and stuff, but there was no.
Okay, play it again.
I thought we already played it again.
Oh, sorry.
He's just trying to move us along.
Sorry.
Hold on. There was a great comment here we need to talk about.
I've got OCD. Oh, that's so mean. Hey,
is it?
Yeah, covered it up.
Okay. Oh, his head.
There we go. Big improvement.
I feel like he needs to bring a guitar now.
Does that go any lower? Is that as far as it goes? Oh yeah, it's getting better.
Oh my goodness. We've descended into madness.
Donovan, you asked if they had done that light in post, and they did confirm that was done in editing.
That was awesome. It looked so good. I loved it.
And I'm looking to see if there's anything else we want to catch from the chat. I think that's it. All right. Go ahead.
There are many kinds of storytelling. I think you guys nailed it for what you're trying to accomplish. And I can tell the amount of editing this took. Great job, guys. And that's from Matt, our fifth horseman. And I can honestly say it's been a while since I've watched a video where I was so riveted that I forgot, I felt like I was watching a movie or a TV thing. I didn't realize it took me away. I really did love it that much.
I don't know, the Jimmy JJ Walker commercial about calling to check on how much money you're getting from Medicare. That's a pretty riveting one.
Dynamite.
Dynamite. We got
Dynamite.
we got a new cable channel on our provider, and they only have like 4 commercials, and they just rotate through constantly. But I love the channel. I can't click off of it, so I just keep seeing Jimmy JJ Walker telling me to call and check my zip code to see if I'm getting enough from my Social Security.
Just like your live show, Scott. It's amazing.
Amazing. Same thing over and over, and it's amazing. That's right. We have another video tonight. This is from Damon Warren over at Day One Adventures. He's gone back to Six Flags. He's shared a couple videos with us from. Is that not right? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. There's
Oh, that burns me up. All this moving, that just burns me up.
Me too, buddy. So he's back at Six Flags, and he's showing us just a little bit of what's going on there this time of year. So if you guys would, again, help us out in the chat as we watch this clip from Day One Adventures. And by the way, the links to both of these videos are in the description. If you want to click those links, it'll take you over. You can see the whole video, not just the little snippet we're going to watch here.
They got that Holiday in the Park right there. So one of the cool things about coming to the park at this time of the day is as it's getting twilight, you start seeing the trees light up, which is pretty much perfect. And that's it. Like, look at the trees, like starting to glow. Like the whole park starts coming alive. I like this. This is really kind of like some magical type stuff here. Snow Queen right there. Yes. Getting ready to ride Nitro. I don't know. It's like, it feels like it's like, I don't know, let's say 37 degrees out here.
So let's go around and get everybody's take on this snippet we just watched. What did you think, Donovan?
I want to go to Six Flags and hang out with Damon. I think that would be I want to go and hang out with Damon for like a few days, even if I'm annoying to him, because he goes and sees a lot of fun stuff. The video, I don't know what the no talk part was, why he muted himself there, or just made the cut and went right to the awesome posing, you know, with the tunes, the loonies. That was awesome. I love that part. I felt like some of those segments were a little longer than what he normally puts out. They could have been a little shorter. He had he'd speak and there'd be a little bit of dead space instead of chopping it right there and moving on, which I'm used to for him, especially lately. I know he can't use his phone on that roller coaster, but man, I wish we could have. If you watch the whole thing, though, you do get to see the roller coaster. What do you think?
I think that Damon always does a great job with coloring. I think he disclosed on a previous video that it was pretty much the color was coming straight out of the camera he was using. I was noticing some extra effects today, like some depth of field. You know, that thing where he's in focus and stuff's blurred behind him and you all mock me for spending too much money on it. He seems to be getting some of that in there, and it looked pretty nice. And the music is always jamming. He does a great job with music. The only thing that kind of caught me off was when he's like, I'm going to talk about the lighting of the trees, but he's focusing on the elves in the little picture frame. I just felt like the B-roll wasn't quite matching up with what he was talking about, and I'm pretty sure he's probably got enough B-roll there. And I'm also, in defense of him, as I know how crazy editing can be, you wind up going down a path and finally you just reach a point where you're like, I'm done. I've edited the video. Just put it out. And then you watch it later and go, crud, I should have done that better. But, you know, that kind of stuff happens. So overall, I think it's a great video. I enjoy it, and he does look like somebody that's a lot of fun to hang out with. How about you, Steve Turtle?
Oh, it's my turn. Yeah, I thought it was great.
That burns me up.
I was burned up. I wasn't burned up. All right. I got 7 comments that I gotta get through here. I got 7 things that, you know, I want to say, and stop interrupt. Wake up, Scott. Scott. Okay. Now, again, I thought the video was great. I know Scott's wanting me to say something bad, so I got to dig real deep. But I love the clip. I thought it was great. I thought it was good. I love the Daffy and the Bugs ball shot. I thought that was cool. Nice video from the iPhone 13. If you watched the beginning of it, thought it was really good. I'm sort of wanting one of those myself, but I'm not an iPhone guy, so I'll probably end up with something like a Pixel or something like that. But anyway, a flip phone. My friends are not very nice. I love the vlog. I love the way he did that. I thought the stabilization was great. I like the angles and the little spinning a little bit. I thought that was great. I like the way the music starts and fades and Texas family. Oh my Lord. I love that. And it was a great drone shot. I thought the drone shot was on spot of the whole park. I thought it was great. I didn't say anything bad. The only thing that I thought, you know, I thought was in the beginning, the clip, he was talking and then he stopped talking, or at least the audio was gone, but his mouth was moving. It was like he forgot to take the mute off or something. I don't know. But other than that, I thought he did an outstanding job. I love the video all the way through. And I saw the roller coaster. All right, Scott, you're next. You can take your mute off.
Oh, okay. No problem. I just wanted an excuse to have a sip. Good stuff. There you go. I agree that it was a little different that the talking stopped and the video kept going. And I wonder if that was just something that you meant to go back and get and you just didn't get back to it. I mean, those things happen. I really, really liked your going back and forth between music and vlogging or narration and just going back and forth. I've said before, my analytics always show that the talking parts, people are right there with you. But as soon as you go to a music montage, they're out. And I think you made the music segment so short and so seamless with the talking that there wasn't an opportunity for me to click off. I wanted to stay tuned and see, well, what's he going to tell me next? So I really like how you did that. Unlike Steve, I don't know that I have any evil things to share. I mean, I think that was kind of mean what he said. So I'm just going to say that I really like what you're doing. I think there may be just a couple of little minor editing things that I think you're fully aware of that I would have chopped off something here or connected something there. But really, I like what you're doing. So I'm sorry that Steve was the way he was. I'm just going to say that I think you're doing a great job. Y'all, we're going to watch this a second go round. And if you would type in the chat, because what'll happen is when we come back from this video, the 4 of us are going to talk together. And if you just leave it to what's in our brains, we're just going to sit and stare silently and awkwardly at each other because we don't have anything else left to say. So type in the chat so we know what to talk about. Here we go.
They got that holiday in the park right there. So one of the cool things about coming to the park at this time of the day is as it's getting twilight, you start seeing the trees light up, which is pretty much perfect. And that's it. Like, look at the trees, like starting to glow. Like the whole park starts coming alive. I like this. This is really kind of like some magical type stuff here. Snow Queen right there. Yes. Getting ready to ride Nitro. I don't know. It's like, it feels like it's like, I don't know, let's say 37 degrees out here.
So he used the iPhone 13. I think he said Pro Max in the beginning, and that's the newest one, which has cinematic mode, which does what Dave was talking about, where you're focused here, but it's blurry behind you, and you can flip that on and off. It's kind of a cool feature. It's made me almost want to upgrade in 2 years instead of 3. I got to be honest with you. But what was really cool was when he used it to pan up, focused on the wreath, and then it started to fade the distance because it didn't have the focal point, and then the statue almost like it came right in. That was really a great move.
That was Donovan and Dave. If you have that option on your phone or on your camera, do you just leave it on all the time, or are there times you wouldn't want it on?
Well, it depends on what's behind you and what's the purpose. If the purpose is to focus right here, that's a great time to use it. If you really want them to see everything behind you, don't use that.
Okay, so there are some times you would turn that feature off.
It should draw you to the center of the focus and make you forget about everything else. So if you're saying something that's really important, what a great time to hit that thing. And no matter where you are, no matter what the action is, boom, they're right here with you. Their eyes have left the full screen and narrowed in. You agree, Dave?
I was going to say that a lot of times you would want everything in focus for, like, say, a big mountain shot. But if you really want to take it over the top, if you've got the ability to change it live, you know, doing something like where you've got your phone and you're looking at a flower and all you see is the flower, and then be able to turn that off, and if it's got a nice smooth transition to show all the mountains behind it, that'd just be an amazing shot to add in some B-roll to your video.
Do y'all know if that phone is capable of what Dave just described?
I already do. I've already watched a few videos on it, and I've seen pros playing with it and doing exactly that.
Very cool.
I don't know if the phone itself does it, or is it they use the editing to make it work too? Which is it?
No, they were toggling stuff on the screen at the time.
Wow.
And then
that's cool.
And it also was doing an auto pickup. So I know I say his name too much, but Peter McKinnon and his buddy were just testing it. And they were literally sitting on a couch, and one would lean forward and it would focus on that person. Then the other one would roll back, the other person, and whoever leaned forward, it would auto focus and blur out the other person. It was so smooth. But yeah, they were just running it through all the tests, and it was pretty impressive. I got to say, it almost made me want to buy an Apple product, but then I talked myself out of it.
It's okay. You'll come around one day, buddy. Hey, I did want to talk about this because I was thinking the same thing. Damon did a great job of fading the music in and out. It was fairly seamless, but regardless, there are still times where there's music and times where there's not, which partway into a segment, you might go, whoa, where'd the music go? It's just enough to pull you out of the moment, and it could be distracting. And so I'm with Matt on this one, that if there's a way to go ahead and leave that music in and bring it way down. And Matt points out if the track is long enough. So it's been a while since we've talked about this. I wanted to talk about it again. If you've got a track and it's this long, but your video is this long, take this track and find a logical spot to fade out. So you're going to clip this track. You're going to fade out, and then take another chunk of the track and stick it under here and fade in. It doesn't have to be the end of the clip and the end of the track and the beginning of the track. You can clip it and find a logical point, fade out and fade in, so that they're doing this. Let's see. Can I do this? Yeah. They're doing this. One's coming down as the other one's coming up. And you can adjust where the clip sits to where they line up to where, because there's talking or something over it, or roller coaster noise, you won't even notice that the track changed. It's because to your ear, it just keeps on going. So I agree, Matt, that I think I would rather have music all the way through, and it doesn't matter if the clip's long enough or not. Y'all, that's how simple that edit is. It doesn't have to be a big difficult thing. I feel like somebody named Scott should make a video for us to share, but he's just a loser. So whatever.
The other thing with the music is don't forget, when you got a song, it's got a regular beat in the back. You can marry the beat up and it'll act like the song never, it didn't change. Right? 4 count, make sure on the 4th count, you start the next one, boom. You won't even know there was a gap. So you don't always have to fade it in and out. You can, I mean, I've done it a ton where I got a 2 minute and I got to make it 5. I just kept chopping it in the same spot. And once you get it perfect, then cut those 2 pieces together. And then you don't have to do that one again. So there's other ways to do that. I wish when the voice says it's cold outside is right before, I wish he had that cranked up just right before he says it's like 37 degrees out here. Because I was waiting for the music to kick in right when he said that. And I was hoping I'd see that. But anyway, I just a little fun thing.
So regarding music and lengthening it out as well, I know I learned in Adobe Audition that you can import a song into it and then enable mix, and it goes through and analyzes the whole song, and then you take a 3-minute song and say I need it 5 minutes and 20 seconds long, and it may be like 5:19 or 5:27, but it basically it sounds great. The only times I've ever had problems with it is sometimes if there are lyrics in the song. If you're listening to the words, all of a sudden you're like, wait, that verse got cut short or something to that effect. But it's been very handy, especially if you're just using no lyric music in the background. That's a great method to have that full long song.
So you're saying in the Adobe Suite, Adobe Audition, there's a place for you to say, this clip is this long, I need it this long, go, and it just does it?
I mean, it's not that simple. I had to learn the steps. Something that took some practice, and now I've done it so many times, I can repeat it easily. I would say it's probably about a 6-step method.
But if you figure out those 6 steps, it will do that for you, is what you're saying?
You don't have to match up the beats or anything to make it longer. It does it all for you.
So it's not like tap, tap, done, but it does do the work if you set it up correctly.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah, he said it was 6 steps. Tap, 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 done.
Sounds like I need to do a video on it.
Brother, you just stick to your 6-step program, and Dave will stick to his, okay?
Well, I think this is great. We got 2 videos out of this conversation. Scott's going to do one, and Dave's going to do one. That's outstanding.
Just to be clear, I said Scott should do one.
Oh. All right. If you're in the chat and you'd like Scott to do a video, go ahead and say yes in the chat.
Don't say yes in the chat. Just don't do it. Let's see. For Matt to talk about somebody's on-camera presence, I think says a lot. And there's a sentence in there. How did he say it? If you can do that, you become the authority of whatever your video is about. If somebody speaks with confidence, you trust them. You trust that they are telling the truth. It's like when I do morning hall duty at school. If a kid walks by me at 7:45 in the morning and it looks like they're going where they're supposed to be, I'm not going to ask them what they're doing. They look like they knew what they were doing. It's just like taking a clipboard and a safety vest. You can walk wherever you want to. That's real life, people. Real life.
The chat voted yes, do videos.
Oh,
Sorry.
gosh, that is a lot of yes. Okay.
Hey, they have spoken.
All right. I'll get on it.
All right, sir.
Donovan, you were really pontificating. What's going on?
So I was like, oh, well, Final Cut Pro must do this if Adobe does it. I'm thinking there's got to be a way. So I just searched real quick, and someone says it's easy to loop music in Final Cut Pro. You can audio looping. He's got tips on how to do it, and it's an easy tutorial. So there must be a way. I've always done it myself. I never thought there'd be an automated thing. So I'll have to look into that too. That's cool. I love that Adobe does that.
Yeah, a lot of the software we're using, all of them have a lot of options that, most of the time, like Donovan, you remember I was doing that live stream where I was making a video. And like I remember you and Nursing Our Travel Bug actually came and joined in on the live stream and watched as I was making thumbnails and stuff. And you had brought up like, hey, isn't there an easier way for you to size up your thumbnail properly? And at the time I didn't know it. I do now because you challenged me and I was like, you know what? That's a good point. I should know how to do this. And I went out and I learned how to make the thumbnail a lot faster and work better. Well, look at all those tabs.
What was that, Donovan? Pull that back
I was
up.
trying to share without sharing right away, but it jumped in there anyway.
It's okay. Go ahead and show us what you got.
So we have a question though from email too. So we'll do this one first, I guess. As if it wanted to stay up.
I don't know what I hear you clicking buttons, but there's nothing on the, okay.
All right. So this is the VidLift Facebook page, and there's something you guys got to know in the chat. And if you're watching this on replay, there's a lot of cool stuff going on in here. Doreen asked a question about, she put a channel trailer on her YouTube page, but it auto plays. And so she had the question of how do you make that go away? So I did the research because I remember frustrated with that too, because it's kind of irritating, but it's only for new people. If you choose for people who are not subscribed to you, they give you two choices. You can show people that are currently subscribed or those that aren't. You cannot. They said a channel trailer should be a trailer and it should autoplay, and there's no way to make that not autoplay. So she pulled hers down. But I just wanted everybody to know that is why that autoplays. Some other cool stuff. Damon Warren, who we just talked about, he had a thing in here where a guy who's an editor who does, I think is Logan Paul, I think the guy's name is. I don't watch his videos, but I have watched a couple things about this guy and his editing.
That guy edits for lots of folks. He's fantastic.
Hillier Smith's channel was amazing. And so I found a video, his welcome video is like 5 more editing mistakes. So I wanted to tell you guys, and David kind of hit on it today a little bit. Where I get some of my ideas is from movies I've watched or a video I saw on YouTube. I steal all the ideas. I'm not that creative. I can't learn it. I can't figure stuff out for myself. So when I see something really good, I jot it down. And then sometime in the future, I'm like, I want to try that. I should try doing this kind of thing. And then I go learn how to do it. And that's how I add something new to every video. Damon had a tool for finding other creators. This was a great one from Matt. Camera movement, the ultimate guide. You guys have to watch this 30-minute video. This was so incredibly good. Camera movement. And if you go watch this guy's channel, he shows you about camera angles. And his big gig is to sell run sheets and when you have to be on set appointments and all these different things for people to make movies. He sells all this pre-stuff, so you just fill in the blanks and then hand them out to all the actors and everything. But his videos are fantastic. So I just wanted you to know that you need to come here, help with your thumbnails. There's a lot of cool stuff going on here, and the more we add to it, the better. We just want to make sure it's not a place just to drop your video off. If you want to do that, drop it off in the email and tell us what minute you want so we can review it. That would be better. But I did want to share what's going on over there because there's been some great stuff there.
So that's a MySpace page?
Yes. You're so, I got to tell you, Scott, you are so in tune with today's younger crowd. I am just so impressed with you. But while you're thinking about MySpace, I'll go ahead and put in the link for the Facebook page right now.
Facebook. That's what the new kids are using. Yep.
That's so meta.
I see what you did there. It's nice. Nice.
Does that mean it's going to be like virtual reality?
Yeah, that's exactly what that means. We've got a few minutes left, and we had a question from an email that we wanted to go over today. The question was specifically Doreen wanted to live stream, and she was at a parade, and she had her phone. She said, I'm going to stream this parade and share with everybody. And she was smart enough to double check and make sure that she had a good signal. And she looked on her phone. She had a good signal. She started, and as she's looking at her phone, everything looks good. But then later she realizes that it was awful. It was blurry. It was just nobody would want to watch it. So now she's frustrated because she did all the right things, and she wants to know, why was my live stream blurry? And so we want to be able to give her some feedback. So Steve, Donovan, Dave, in that situation, what might have happened?
Well, as soon as I watched it and I saw, like, I wasn't really sure what she meant as blurry. Like, did you accidentally smear something on the lens? I didn't know. So I clicked on it, and I just jumped around in a few spots, and I noticed that the audio was kind of catching, like snagging. Is that, staticky? Something to that effect. And then the visuals as well were the same. And I knew immediately that her upload speed was bad. And as I brought this up a little while ago, we were discussing it. I said, just because you've got 5 bars does not mean you have a good upload speed. It just means that your connection talking to the tower is good, but that tower, that tower is probably oversaturated with customers that are all using the service right now, and it can't handle it anymore. So, do you want me to show what I've got?
Hold on. So if I'm looking at my phone and I've got 5 bars, that doesn't mean I have the best internet speeds. What is it? It means what?
Just means you're talking to a tower and you've got a good signal to that tower, and that's it.
But that tower may not be giving me the best signal to space from there.
It's very busy.
I never knew. So yeah, sure. So what should she have done, or what do you have to show us?
Well, this being an IT professional, I've got a few tools, and I've got my tools section, and there's an app. I even put this on my daughter's phone. She's even well trained now. It's called Speed Test. It's a free app you can get, and it pulls it up, and it's looking for the provider right now, and it's struggling. Why are you struggling? I thought I was in a good speed section.
Did you have 5 bars before you started?
I had 4.
Oh, see.
Maybe I'm taking up too much right now, but what it'll do is it'll tell me my download speeds and my upload speeds. And we actually do this. Yeah, if you could bring it up another way, you can check it from your laptops and stuff as well. As now that we're full time and we're driving around, and Tanya and I see RV parks, I see an RV park I like, and I say, Tanya, speed test it while I'm driving, and she'll whip it out and she'll speed test it and be like, it's pretty good right here, because I need to know that I'll be able to work from wherever we're going to stay. So that's some good download speeds right there. However, even that, we have run into cases where that was good and the upload was still terrible. And that the upload is where Doreen was suffering, causing her static or her blurriness. So go ahead, Scott.
If I'm wanting to watch Netflix, I need good download speeds. But if I'm wanting to share something with somebody else, I need good upload speeds.
Yes. Now, that upload, there's another factor too that a lot of people don't think about. If you've got no upload, but you got good download, have you ever noticed when you get into like Netflix and you're trying to navigate, you're trying to push the button and trying to move around and it's sluggish? That's your upload. As you're trying to navigate, you're sending the left, the right, the whatever you type. That's also part of the upload. So that's something a lot of people don't realize is like you need that upload even for your Google search. You want to Google something. Well, if Google can't see what you're typing because you've got no upload speed, you're never going to get your responses, even though your download speed is amazing.
So if Doreen finds another parade that she wants to live stream, you would suggest that she get the free app called
speedtest.net.
Speedtest.net. Get that app, test and see. what your upload speeds are. And what upload speed should she be looking for?
If she's got less than 2, I wouldn't even try it. If she's got something 5 to 10, it should be a pretty good at stream.
And if I'm sitting on the side of the parade route and I see I'm at 2 or 1.5 or 1, I know that's not going to be any good. Is it worthwhile to get up and go to a different part of the parade route? Or is that just let me catch the next parade?
It might be let me just catch the next parade.
So if there's a local Wi-Fi there, you try it with the Wi-Fi, and then you'd shut the Wi-Fi off and try it with your cell connection. See which one's better. That's a way to know, because you may have 2 options depending on where you're standing. There could be a coffee shop, a Starbucks, a McDonald's or something over there, and you can go park yourself over there, and all of a sudden now you've got 20 megabytes per second.
Even Spectrum Internet has a lot of hotspots around for their customers. While we had Spectrum Internet at the house, we were able to go places and constantly hitting a free Spectrum Wi-Fi.
So, Doreen, I think the only settings you would be changing are how you're connecting. So just like if you're wherever you would turn your Wi-Fi off on your phone. For me, it's under settings on iPhone. But other than that, you're not having to change any settings. What Dave is sharing is an app that you can go find.
Right.
And it doesn't change anything. It just checks to see if it's
the app's free. And if you're using an iPhone, you don't even have to go to settings. You can just pull down in the top right corner and just click the Wi-Fi button off, run the test again, pull it down again, turn it back on, run the test, and you'll know if you've even got a possibility.
That may not work on an iPhone 2. That might be a little newer than what I've got.
Well, it'll be okay for MySpace, though.
Good.
The whole problem is the fact that she's videoing in Tennessee. Everything's slow in Tennessee. Get out of Tennessee, and it'll be much better.
I thought you were in Florida.
No, not me. Doreen.
Oh, Turtle.
Get out of Tennessee.
Slow. I don't know. I'm not good at humor, so.
Oh, and you see this? Doreen went straight to a viable solution. If you realize that, just go ahead and video and share it later. That's smart, Doreen. Good for you.
Yep.
Hey, I just want to say before we go, too, that I've lost 20 pounds before. The gym manager was not real thrilled with me.
I lost 20 pounds, turned around and found it.
What is this all about?
I don't know. Somebody said you was looking awful skinny.
Oh, Felix, she lies. Don't believe her.
Well, she's from Missouri.
Hey, you were bragging about losing 20 pounds, so.
No,
That's
you
the
guys
showman's
asked.
day.
When I weighed in on my scale this morning, I realized I was 20 pounds lighter. You know what I did next? I put my other foot on the scale. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he asked me.
We have got to get out of here. Who's hosting next week?
David.
I guess it's me. I hope I have good internet.
Well, there's
use that app. Use that app.
I might be broadcasting from a truck again next week. I don't know. We'll see.
I have a very long
Go to
cable.
McDonald's. Go to McDonald's or Starbucks.
You can connect directly to my cable. It's
300 feet of cable.
Yeah.
Hey, David, I've done live shows from parking outside of McDonald's many times, and nobody really knew except they could see that. And I put the green screen right behind my seat and did the whole thing while I was sitting in a car before. So it does work.
He's not lying. I seen it on Dateline.
Y'all, if you are
I wasn't at the riot, I promise.
How do I turn their mics off? Okay. If y'all are willing to share video with us, we would greatly appreciate it. We're going to do this same thing again next week. Oh, y'all, we need a thumbnail. Do a thumbnail. Something like that. If y'all are willing to share a video with us, we would greatly appreciate it. Just send an email, just like it says below, to vidliftinfo@gmail.com. If you don't do that, it's going to make Dave's life difficult. He needs a great 2 videos to share. So if you would please submit, just send a link to some video you've got somewhere. Otherwise,
terrible videos. Send me terrible videos.
Otherwise, we've got to watch something like this.
Welcome to the Texas Family Camping YouTube channel.